I neglect my children, I'm anti-LGBTQIA+, I'm a Nazi, apparently I'm still considered to be a member of the KKK, I am unemployed, I groomed my wife.
So recently, a lot of people have been defending Gamin4hope. Even after everything he's said and done, there are still comments or people trying to defend him on Reddit or TikTok. These comments are based on the idea that Gamin4hope is a harmless guy who can do no wrong. And today, we are asking the question, is Gamin4hope just larping as a wholesome, non-toxic streamer? Yes, he is.
I want to compete at the highest levels of Overwatch in the Overwatch Champions series. But there's a problem. I'm 28 years old, married, and raising a family. Well, maybe it's time for me to give up.
Because as if putting his family in financial jeopardy to become an Overwatch player wasn't enough, he's a toxic 30-year-old man who has done some of the most questionable things you've ever heard. First off, Gamin4hope talks about the LGBT community with a level of disrespect that's hard to even comprehend.
I'm gonna need the Overwatch community to be so for real with me right now. Because I've been seeing a lot of people, a disturbing amount of people recently going, Gamin4hope's not really a bad guy. He's just got an ego and is bad at Overwatch, and that's why people hate him. That might be why some people hate him, but I hate him because he's a legitimately awful person. If you're not aware of who Gamin4hope is, then you're very lucky, but I did an entire video where I responded or I reacted to my very first impressions of him on my YouTube channel, and even within that video, I was able to spot exactly how fake and disingenuous and intellectually dishonest of a guy he was. How often he claimed that he didn't have a problem with the LGBTQ and how he just wasn't really that bad of a guy, but his entire channel and his existence is laced with dog whistles that allude to him being a racist. And the way that he talks about the LGBT is filled to the brim with fake niceties. It's all about, I don't actually have a problem, it's just my religion. And then he goes on to say things like, being gay is inherently sinful and inherently bad. He thinks you're an inherently bad person for being gay. That is exactly what he fucking says.
Even when he tries to play the I just don't accept them because of my religion, or it's just a difference of opinion card, it comes off as the most transparent excuse ever. Talking about people like their private lifestyle is a sin, and failing to understand that when your personal opinions are rooted in hating or supporting people who hate and discriminate against other communities without considering the harm you've done to said communities or the wholesome community you're supposedly building, that is extremely reckless and damaging. Hating someone simply because you disagree with what they do in their personal life, especially when it affects you in no absolute way, and these aren't even people you interact with daily, doesn't just make you look like an ass, it completely destroys the happy, wholesome Christian streamer image you're trying to project. It also makes you look like you don't know how to mind your fucking business, which is how everyone should act in 2026. If you're enjoying this video, hit that like button and also hype the video. Seriously, it makes a huge difference for the channel. Thank you very much. Now back to the video, guys.
But if we want to take it outside of that initial video that I reacted to, we have all sorts of shit. He went on a 2-hour-long anti-immigration rant. When Charlie Kirk got assassinated, he made an entire video defending Charlie Kirk, and then when it was pointed out to him in the comments that Charlie Kirk was an awful, hateful, spiteful person, and he was given direct quotes, he denied that those quotes ever existed, which makes sense because if you look at his reading list that was posted recently, he reads Jordan B. Peterson, which means that he thinks that Jordan B. Peterson is smart and intelligent. You know, Jordan B. Peterson, one of the most well-known racist, homophobic, transphobic people to ever fucking exist. Crazy.
His anti-immigration stance, along with being a fan of Charlie Kirk, a MAGA and I supporter, also leaves him with a questioning track record and doesn't help his case either. Here's the thing, larping as a wholesome Christian streamer that everyone loves and looks up to comes with its own responsibilities. I'm not saying Gamin4hope is the devil, but he's also not the pure, kind, altruistic person he portrays himself to be. This guy seemingly supports people who enjoy trampling on the rights of others, especially minorities, and we're just supposed to be okay with that? Nah, I don't think so.
And if that's not enough, he constantly collaborates with known Zionists and racist and homophobe Awkward, and he holds Awkward up on a high pedestal because of it. This guy is a dick. He's a bad person. Quit trying to pretend like the only reason to dislike him is because he's got an ego and he's bad at Overwatch. I don't give a shit, and I'm sure most people don't give a shit. He's just truly an awful dude, and on top of all of these awful things, he's also just a fake person. He's a fake asshole, bro. He doesn't care about wholesomeness or positivity or any of that he tries to preach. He doesn't care about that, because the moment that he can be a negative, hateful, spiteful person to someone, he does it. He does not care about anybody else but himself. He is a selfish, entitled, racist, homophobic asshole. Holy
Not only does this make him look bad, but he's actively supporting a group of people whose actions are seriously harmful. So if you think he's an amazing person just because you enjoy his content, fair enough, that's your call. But don't come to me trying to convince me he's a good person, because that shit doesn't fly here. Now, setting his Christianity aside, after everything I've just told you, the only other reason people might see this guy as a good guy is because he donates to charity. And good on him for doing that. Giving back to those in need is always something I can get behind.
We just sent $391 to the American Heart Association because of you guys. Starting last year, I promised to send 10% of my monthly revenue from content creation to charity. The goal with this is to inspire other creators to be more generous with the revenue that we receive from creating content.
But that doesn't erase all the ignorant and bigoted behavior he has showcased. Would a truly well-respected, decent Christian person do all of these things and still be considered good? In my opinion, fuck no. That said, to his credit, being able to do content creation full-time and still give back to charity is genuinely impressive.
I'm leaving my 9-to-5 to play more Overwatch, and I am blessed beyond measure to say that I am earning more from doing this than I was with my 9-to-5 before.
And it does show there might still be hope for him yet. He also had some real wins worth mentioning, because recently he shot down the faithful sheriff who was trying to set up a collab with him.
You guys will never catch me collaborating with Dr. Witnesser, I'm sorry. I know you guys have talked about the Faithful Sheriff. I don't know much about him. Dr. Witnesser is Faithful Sheriff. He rebranded? That's the same guy? Bro is just desperate at this point.
This guy in the chat, back off from Gamin4hope. He is the best Christian there is. That's just stupid.
This is another Christian streamer who's known for telling kids on Fortnite that they're going to hell. If that sounds insane, then check out my last video and don't forget to subscribe.
Bruh.